Oh, easy on him, Marshall.
So, how'd it go?
Not too bad, actually.
That's good.
No luck, I take it? What do you think?
I don't know what to tell you, Spazz. Maybe he just has a bad case of writer's block right now.
Even then, he probably would have written something on page... What? Where are you... Oh, Christ. You mind cluing me in, your little epiphany? Right here. You can't be serious. Well, why not? I don't know, maybe this is the test that isn't in review form. Then why would he have written it here if it wasn't? This is insane. You're talking about taking on 3 of the biggest personalities on this small corner of the internet. And even if they don't come after you, fans will. Spazz, I've been with you ever since you started doing these kinds of reviews. But even this is going too far. I'm sorry. Hey everyone, it's Spazz here, and welcome to the first part of my final reviewer review. Yes, you heard correct. Now, let me just set the record straight. It's not because I don't enjoy doing these. It's just, I really only intended these to be an experiment of sorts. That and... how am I going to top these 3? Which 3, you ask? Why, none other than the 3 most popular people Channel Awesome has to offer. Linkara, the Spoony one, and of course, the Nostalgia Critic. So let's not waste any more time and kick things off with He Who Sits Atop the Fourth Wall. Linkara, or as he sometimes refers to himself, Louis Levog, is a reviewer of comic books and began his intrepid journey doing so in the format the majority of us started with as well. But it wasn't until October of 2008 that he finally got in front of a camera to express his hatred of Spider-Man number 56, and after only 4 videos, he was accepted into the ranks of Channel Awesome. Still got him beat by 2 days. Hey, it's all about the little things, people. Now, stylistically, his reviews are formatted pretty much like everything else. Greeting, subject intro, voiceover description, joke, repeat, closing opinion, credits. And let's face it, pretty much all of us follow this formula. But you would think with a subject like comic books, doing it this way would be easier said than done. Boy, did he prove us wrong! Seriously, I was blown away by the first review of his I saw, because not only was it funny, but he covered everything. From the artwork on the cover and of the panels, to the industry itself. And I know, that's how a review is supposed to be. But you have to remember, back then, nobody was reviewing comics. So seeing somebody finally tackle the niche was new and interesting. Sure, nowadays there's Last Younger Geek, Wide Ruler Time, Laid Back Comics, That Black Guy with a G, and Shay. But Linkara's pretty much the first one who popped the proverbial cherry. Not that I'm undermining anybody else's videos or work, you know what I mean. But unlike a movie or TV show, comics can't talk or move. Okay, well they can, but he's vowed never to review those. So instead he channels the talents of documentary maker Ken Burns and audiobook recording artist Jim Dale to bring his subjects to life. Even if he does sound kinda creepy when he talks like a girl.
Today we'll be addressing the problem of how to be a good bimbo warrior without breaking a nail.
But it is impossible to discuss the guy and not mention his storylines.
To date, he's had about 5 major arcs and is currently working on a 6th. They began simply enough, but as time went on, they became much more elaborate.
An evil robot version of Linkara dubbed Mechakara appeared. It tried to drive Linkara insane for undisclosed reasons.
However, I honestly haven't been keeping up with them a whole lot. Alright, watching nearly the same thing week after week did kind of bore me, but here's the thing.
In preparation for this review and a bit out of curiosity, I watched his latest video after taking a pretty long break from doing so, and it was just as good, if not better, than when he first started. Having tried a weekly schedule myself, I can tell you that it's about the farthest thing from easy as there is, so how he's been able to keep chugging along at the same pace is beyond me. Now, it is very possible that he could have had some off weeks, but from what I've heard from very reliable sources, he's the best he's ever been.
But it shouldn't come as any surprise that my rating for him is a 5 out of 5.
I am a man!
Huh. That was kind of short. Okay. Double feature. Spoony!
I met you on a Thursday, Friday I took you home. Well, Saturday I'm begging you, baby, just leave me alone.
Now he's an interesting sort, really. Not because of his origins, which again consisted of mostly written reviews, but how I stumbled upon him in the first place.
You see, my introduction to him came in the form of his E.T. review, which naturally was a related video to another one that I was just watching. But you're not gonna believe whose it was.
Get the fuck off my property!
Yeah, I liked Spoony's more.
And it's because of that I ended up marathoning through all that I could find, from The Adventures of Bayou Billy to the 7th part of his claim to fame, Final Fantasy VIII.
It was one of those type of games where you either loved it or you hated it. And if you ask me, it didn't even really start getting bad till Final Fantasy X. But this one was where it all started going wrong.
Now, if you ask me to describe him to any new viewers to this little subgenre, it would be nerd on a rampage.
No matter what he reviews, he does so with a vengeance, and you get the sense that it's because whatever it may be has caused him real pain. After all, bad movies and games deserve to be hurt back. But going back a bit, the best example of this, in my opinion, is the E.T. review.
I kept having to pause the game, pause this recording because I'm spitting blood, like every minute.
Of course, all of this applies to his older traditional reviews as, well,
Sometime around the Hell's Kitchen review is when I began to notice that something had changed, and for the life of me, I just couldn't put my finger on it. That is until I remembered why Burton came to be.
So one thing I thought about doing was I always wanted to do a Mystery Science Theater fan vid. So I got a bunch of friends together, and what we did was we made several robots for the show.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Mystery Science Theater 3000, or as they are now known as Riff Tracks, specialize in quick, off-the-cuff, snarky humor. So if you haven't figured it out by now, yes, it's because he scripts his reviews.
Now that's not to say that he probably didn't do so before, but I know for a fact that moments like this
real gay, sissy gay, gay, gay,
don't come from hours of staring at a blank Word document.
This is also why I've heard some people say that his videos are like talking with their best friends, because he comes off as so natural and relatable. I mean, whenever I'm with mine and the conversation shifts to something we both find equally mockable, hilarity ensues, and in droves.
So for a while there, that's exactly how I felt, but now, not so much. Of course, the argument can be made that he compiles his spontaneous bouts of LOL into his scripts, thus making me look all the more stupid.
But here's the thing about scripts. When you're shooting it and you accidentally... When you're shooting it and you accidentally flub a line, you get the point.
Ultimately, what he's done is shift his focus from being candidly funny to honing his acting skills a bit more, and I don't have too much of a problem with that, as I don't find him to be too bad of an actor. On the other hand, I don't necessarily want an actor telling me that a movie or video game is bad. I want this guy. Not this guy.
I am a man!
Overall, Spoony is like Final Fantasy VIII. You love him, or you hate him. Me? I put him a notch above center. Or 4 out of 5. Well, that's 2 covered, leaving just 1 more. But he'll have to wait until next time.
Hey, look at the things on screen. Shiny buttons. You want to click them? Come on, I know you want to click them. Come on, click them. Click them. Click them. Please. Please click them. Okay, bye.